I haven't cooked for a long time. Since I became blind, the kitchen has become my forbidden place. Now that I have such a rare opportunity, I inexplicably felt a pang of sadness. After packing all the dishes made by Chen Feng and putting them in the refrigerator, I rolled up my hair, tied an apron, and began to wash and cut vegetables. The doorbell rang half an hour later. Because our house is a one-floor, one-unit apartment with a dial-to-enter precise household type. When Chen Feng and Lin Cheng are not here, this place has become the safest meeting place. I opened the door and stood at the elevator door, waiting for Zhang Linwan. The moment the elevator opened, I looked at this comrade-in-arms who fought side by side with me in the past, and my eyes couldn't help but turn red. I haven't seen him for nearly a year, and he is still tall and handsome. Except for a new hairstyle, it seems that there is no change. But my life has experienced so many ups and downs in a short time. Our eyes met, and he was obviously looking at me. When he met my emotional eyes, his eyes darkened, and suddenly he smiled at me and slowly opened his arms to me. Long time no see, Shen Yi. After a pause, he said, "Welcome back, Shen Yi." I was startled, and the tears that I had been trying to restrain suddenly burst out. I took a step forward and hugged him tightly. My tears burst out even more, and I tried my best to resist the urge to hug him for a while longer and seek more comfort. I pulled my arms back and politely let go of him. While wiping my tears, I motioned him to come in. Seeing that he was wearing a suit and tie, it was obvious that he was out for a social event. I was moved and couldn't help but say thank you to him several times. Zhang Linwan must have temporarily pulled himself away from somewhere to help me, right? Having such a good friend to help me is probably my only good luck after a series of bad luck. Following my memory, I carefully prepared several delicious dishes that Zhang Linyuan liked to eat. After drinking half a bottle of red wine, I said coldly, "I have checked my account these days. Most of my money has been transferred to Chen Feng's account by Lin Cheng under various reasonable names. Normally, Chen Feng must have spent a lot of the money after receiving it. After all, there are many brand name items in her wardrobe. But when I checked Chen Feng's mobile phone, I found that the money in her hand has increased instead of decreased, and it has doubled. What's more interesting is that she didn't tell Lin Cheng about this matter. Instead, she always complained to Lin Cheng that she was poor, and her savings were getting less and less. Yang Linyuan concentrated. You mean Chen Feng wants to keep the money for herself and has other ways to make money? I nodded. I have observed her these days and found that she would chat and play games with a man every day. After work in Lincheng, and would take some nude photos and send them to him. She is very good at tea making. The man she deceived has transferred money to her many times. In addition, she also does some financial management, so her daily income is very good. Zhang Linyun narrowed his eyes and suddenly smiled. You want to get your money back intact in Lin Cheng's hands? Smiled. Yes, but I need you to do me another favor. Zhang Linwan nodded in understanding. It seems that I also need to go on a business trip for a few days. 11. okay? My second step of revenge plan is to let Lin Cheng and Chen Feng fight each other. After investigating the places where Lin Cheng and Chen Feng went to travel, I also contacted the man who Chen Feng hooked up with as a victim deceived by Chen Feng. I sent him the intimate photos of the two taken by Zhang Linwan. And I also sent him the address of the hotel where they stayed. As a victim who invested a lot of money in Chen Feng, but had not had time to meet her, he was more angry than I thought. Under my instigation, he did something particularly cruel the next day. He flew directly to the place where Chen Fang was traveling, checked into the hotel, and booked the most luxurious presidential suite. Then he pretended to see Chen Fang's circle of friends and was deeply in love, and asked Chen Fang to go to his room. Chen Fang naturally didn't expect that she would cause unnecessary trouble by posting a photo of the hotel. But the man had already chased her to the hotel, and she couldn't help but meet him. She had to lie to Lin Cheng and ran to the man's room. The man was not easy to mess with. In order to retaliate against Chen Fang, he used many perverted methods on Chen Fang. Not only did he torture Chen Fang to the point of being covered in bruises, he also recorded it and sent it to me. He left a message: "Brother, thank you for providing the information. I almost couldn't help beating this bitch to death." Soon, he asked the waiter to call Lin Cheng. According to his description, Lin Cheng had just come back from outside, holding a cup of milk tea that required several hours of waiting. When he saw Chen Fang's appearance, he was immediately furious. He grabbed a cup of milk tea full of ice and smashed it on Chen Fang's head. Then, he wrestled with the buddy. But his physique was really incomparable to that of the other person, and the other person was well prepared. So he beat him half to death and threw him and Chen Fang together like trash. He recorded the embarrassing appearance of the two of them and sent it to me. And he generously transferred me a red envelope of 66,000 yuan. He said he was grateful for my helping him get rid of his cheating hat. But this little thing was not a respect. When he went back, he called the police and asked Chen Fang to give him all his money, and then he would buy me a bigger one. I never thought that the teammate Chen Fang provoked for me was such a heroic and ruthless person. I didn't expect that the energy a man could burst out after being cheated on was so great. While I was happy, I immediately posted this story on the internet, which instantly triggered the public opinion on the internet. Shaosan cheating was caught. I then used a small account to forward it to Lin Cheng's mother in an inadvertent way. Lin Cheng's mother was in poor health, and after knowing this, her health would only get worse. I know that my behavior is a bit cruel, but as my mother-in-law, she came to my house more than once or twice, and obviously knew about Lin Cheng and Chen Fang a long time ago. But she still chose to hide it from me, used me, and urged me to give birth to a son for the Lin family. To do this, she even made me drink some strange folk remedies. Once, she even added incense ash water with raw chicken blood. Because I was blind, I was humiliated and endured all these. But now, I realized that Lin Cheng's mother, in a sense, was more vicious than Lin Cheng. Although she was not the murderer, she was also the biggest accomplice.